Welcome to Coffee Bar Stories,
a small-town comedy and DTZ Entertainment presentation.
hosted by Dad and Son.
Welcome to the Coffee Bar Stories with Dad and Son.
Today's episode, we're going to have a talk about music in freeform fashion. We're just going to start out with maybe a top 5 or anything to get it going, different genres or anything. We also have with us today on our cast is going to be our co-host of the evening, our double co-host, I guess, Son, is
Something like
Bubba.
that. Reoccurring co-host is what he is. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, Bubba. So I guess we'll have you jump in there on the music scene. I know you get into some crazy music, but
Yeah.
like tell us, like pick a band or a song or something that is not part of your main repertoire you like to listen to,
Okay.
and let's see how out there it gets as far as what type and weird it is.
I'd have to say something that I find myself coming back listening to quite often is got to be pretty much anything by Pink Floyd.
Oh, you like Pink Floyd?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pink Floyd. I don't know too many people who don't.
I actually have never listened to Pink Floyd. I think
What?
I've heard the one song with the brick in the wall and something like that.
That's literally what it's called.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the only song I've ever heard by them. I don't listen.
You've
to
never
Pink Floyd.
heard the song Money?
I don't know.
Have you heard the Of Mice and Men cover?
I don't know.
Oh, well, Pink Floyd made the song Money.
We're swimming in
bowl.
a bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard it, but I don't. I've never actively listened to like Pink Floyd ever. They're not my cup of tea.
Yeah, when I first picked him up, hanging out with the kid in high school, he was a little bit older than me, so hence listen to older music. And he showed me "Dark Side of the Moon" by Pink Floyd, and I immediately was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that Pink Floyd was this good."
Yeah. Well, on a Pink Floyd tip, actually, with that album Dark Side of the Moon, if you sync it up right, I'm not exactly sure. When I was told, this is when VHS was out, is you have to start it at a certain point in the beginning of The Wizard of Oz and the album, and it syncs up and goes along. Of course, you're just going to have the video on without any audio coming out of that, but you just play the album.
Yeah, I've heard of that. And it basically the song and the movie just completely sync up, and you're like, what the fuck? And
Weird.
to be honest, I actually really want to try it. And I'm sure somebody on YouTube has made where it's completely done and for you and everything. All you gotta do is just watch it.
I never thought about that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that YouTube can be a handy tool. to get
Unless somebody got,
stuff.
DMCA'd for it, but people
See,
are getting
yeah,
content
but
claimed
that-
for everything
but-
on there.
But for somebody to tell you how to do it, it's not.
Yeah,
I don't think they
there's
could get in
instructions
trouble.
everywhere on the internet. I'm
Because-
sure
well,
you
if
could
you're
find a
doing it
Reddit
at
post or
home,
something.
You're not. Well, okay, I guess they couldn't do it, seeing that if they're a monetized channel, that would get them.
Yeah.
But if they told you, I think it'd be okay. If they told you, like we'll go DVD nowadays and sync it up with your, get it off Spotify or
Yeah.
Apple or whatever you listen to, and do it that way. I don't think you'd have a problem. I think it like you said, it'd come down to more maybe copyright too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that would work because you would profit off it if you're a monetized channel.
Yeah.
But that is a good pick. I like it. But the Pink Floyd The Wall, the movie down, that's good too.
Yeah,
That-
Mom's been
that
trying to get me to
explains-
watch it.
That explains the album, because the album, if I remember correctly, does pretty much play like the movie does.
Mhm.
The sequence of songs
Yeah.
is the same way in the movie is on the album, I believe.
Do seem to have found. I am not so sure because I haven't clicked on the video to actually watch it, but it does. The time link checks out about an hour and 40 minutes of a movie called The Dark Side of Oz. After I looked up Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz, so that could be like the sync up of what it is on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody may even back in the day have
Yeah,
gotten
so-
the rights to do it, Floyd or somebody, or maybe a associate of them contacted these people. They could have got the rights. To
I'm
do
sure
it.
they don't even
Or
care.
the
I'm sure they think it's
permission.
dope as hell anyway. That's how I mean.
Well, really, how can you lose in it?
For real, I mean, they're listening to your stuff, and nowadays, and especially if you don't make it like their album, if it doesn't, they don't remake them anymore. Like, how else are they gonna get them other than buying them secondhand? So it's not like they're saving the money regardless.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're going to the places to buy them,
Yeah,
own 'em,
and like
yeah.
digital's whole different and whatnot.
Yeah, I
but-
don't. Yeah, see, that's I get confused how that works in the music
Yeah,
genre. Cause
Everyone's going to digital, it seems, and I'm over here like I like my physical media. I like to
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to have it. I like to collect it. I like to look at it. And everyone's like,
yeah.
with my friends, I've noticed they're like, well, why the hell do you have so many CDs? Like, you don't even have a CD player. Well, first off, Janet, I like to look at the pretty covers. And second of all, I like to have the tangible media. Yeah, I don't really have a CD player right now or anything to listen to them
Yeah.
on. I mean, yeah, and I have it
we got
all on
we got
Spotify.
one out in the garage,
but
it's
I mean, I like
boombox.
I have all these CDs now. I have the booklets and whatnot, so I can read the lyrics while listening to it and all that. And some of them, I mean, the attributions, I can figure out who mixed it, and mastered it, see if any
Yeah.
of the other CDs I have them in common and whatnot.
Speaking of CDs, the first 3 CDs I have ever owned was a 9 Inch Nails album.
Yes,
I don't
remember
remember
that.
the name of the album. I
it
think
had-
it was With Teeth.
Yes, it was. It's the With Teeth album.
Okay,
Godsmack
the Sunrise or
Yes,
whatever.
that album.
and a Disturbed album.
Which was
I
the
don't
one
think
with
it's the
chick
one
on
with
cover?
the. Are You Down with the Sickness? I think it was the one before that one. It was like their album just
10,000
before they got
Fists?
real
I
big.
don't remember which Disturbed album, and I don't know if the name of the Godsmack album was 5
Oh, I don't know.
or if that's the name of the Disturbed album, but it was
Oh.
just a V.
I'm not entirely too sure.
I want to say that was Godsmack.
Yeah, my first CDs was a Guns N' Roses CD, Megadeth from you, Dad. Actually,
Oh,
was,
my,
it was the Peace
Holy
Cells,
War.
but there was the Peace Cells, but Who's Buying and Rust in Peace albums.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it was, and this was a while back. It was a hand-me-down from you after a couple CDs you've had, but an Alice Cooper CD.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the one with Trick Bag on it and whatnot.
I-
Those were
I
my
did-
first 3 CDs.
I did dig Alice Cooper.
Alice
Alice-
Cooper is pretty
now-
decent. I
now,
like a
Alice
lot of his
Cooper
stuff.
is an old guy
Oh,
too.
definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He actually, in my time, when I was a teen starting to listen to music, he made a comeback in my ear. You know, that's how old he is.
Yeah, and I actually saw a Facebook post recently, and usually, in the comments of Facebook posts, it's so torn into so many different directions. But all I was reading was the same basic bias, was that he was a great guy and just basically was the nicest dude to hang around with and talk
yeah.
to.
He had a drinking problem, the normal rock star problems. But other than that, he as a person goes, yeah, he was a genuinely a good guy. He played golf.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big golfer and good at it too.
Yeah, and it's always nice to hear that, like, the people that you've listened to and the people like grown up with, and like, I like this dude, and like, oh, he's actually a genuinely nice person,
Yeah,
because it's not usually that case in most circumstances. Because I know in a lot of cases, like, the actors some people look up to, in
Oh.
real life they're actually not that good of a person,
Oh man, that's.
and it's not all the time.
I
but
would
sometimes
say in
it's
the
like
acting
that.
world, it's more prevalent in the acting world because I guess from them wanting to be on camera, they show themselves out too much. But with rock stars, we only see it with their antics when they're
Oh, yeah.
caught like overboard. Like my era of rock stars with the hard rock bands, the heavy metal bands, them kind of guys.
Like the
they're-
Motley Crue and whatnot.
Yeah, their thing was tearing up hotels rooms. That's how you know where they've been. They tore up the hotel room too. I mean, it got to the point. A couple bands they laughed about it on an interview, but it was getting kind of serious where they couldn't find insurance companies to insure them any longer.
Oh yeah, definitely. To also flip it back onto what Dad asked you, Bubba, in the beginning of something that you listen to that's not really like normally what you listen to. Well, considering like what I normally listen to is like the heavier metal, like death metal and whatnot. What's out of the norm from that, from what I usually listen to, is I really like Bon Jovi and Bonnie Tyler, of all people. Those are actually my two favorite artists ever. And the Slippery When Wet album from Bon Jovi is actually a really good album, I think.
That was his big blow up album.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
But
he
I really
had-
like that album.
His Fahrenheit, 5900 Fahrenheit had some good songs on it. His Runaway is a good. The song Runaway is a good song, but the
Yeah.
album, it's okay too. It has some good ones, but you could tell that's like garage band. Now
Yeah.
you want to hear a garage album, literally where these guys, the Roxy and Rainbow, just dragging their ass. Album rock stars, Motley Crue's "Too Fast for Love."
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. When I got the cassette tape, now you gotta remember, Motley Crue was probably, Theater of Pain at this point.
Yeah.
Out. That's what their album they're out promoting and touring on, right? I had gotten bought for me for my birthday, their Too Fast for Love album. I about crapped when I heard it, because the sound difference between the two, you could tell this was like low budget, whatever they had in their pockets to get
Oh yeah,
in,
definitely.
in the studio, and I'm sure the guy probably duct taped together wires. Bubba would know. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. How bad it can get. So, I was surprised. You want to hear bands the way they start out. Motley Crue's album there. That's one. I'm sure it's been remastered at this point.
Oh, definitely.
But wow, the rawness of it though. Wow.
Here, I got a question for both of you. What is one band that a lot of people hate, but you like? Let's start with you, Dad.
I don't know. I don't really have the bands I kind of listened to I did listen to. They pretty much were the popular ones, or so to speak, or they were offbeat so much that there was no real. I ain't gonna say controversy, just where other people would just tell you they didn't know of them. I never really had any true bands, like I like them. I don't know why you're dissing them, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I never fed into the band controversies when they got into it with each other. If I liked each band's music, I still listen to them. I didn't start buying albums.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at that. You're not gonna run me off from something like, I heard this person say something one time. Okay, I just don't care. So that always helped me, progress with the bands, and because you'll miss out on good album, or if the album ain't all that good, at least a couple good songs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a good rock band that was southern from Texas called Junkyard. Now that, for rock and roll, that's good rock and roll. It's just down. The lyrics, I mean, they're just kind of like party lyrics, so to
Yeah.
speak. They're nothing serious and stuff. And it's just that's a good album. The band Junkyard, self-titled, that's an album. If you want to listen to some good, late 80s, early 90s rock and roll, that's a good band.
Yeah, I think mine has to be Nickelback. And yes, I know, but also the cover of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" they did. I mean, it brought me back. And you have to admit, there's a lot of their songs that everybody. I mean, a million of them. You know all of their songs, and it's because of all the movies you've seen in
Yeah.
the past or whatnot. They're ingrained in my head. I have no choice but to like this band. Nickelback isn't bad at all. I actually think they're pretty decent.
I've always liked Nickelback, but a band that I like that I've noticed a lot of people shitting on lately, Tool.
Oh,
and I will
yeah.
die standing on this hill.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
one
you
of those
mean
people
back-
that are gonna shit on
Started
them
up
too.
now.
Like recently, I've just seen a lot of hate about them. Maybe they've had it for as long as they've been around.
Tool.
No, because they came out and they were rebelled at it, because it was getting stagnant with everybody wanting to either be grunge or the Linkin Park. And,
Oh, new metal and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was getting old. It was
Yeah,
I shouldn't say old. That's not the right word. Getting filled up.
It was
So
getting,
these guys-
it was getting stagnant.
Yeah, so Tool kind of came along, and they were doing it was like, what? It's just like Primus. What's why known as Big Brown Beaver. That thing, if you listen to the lyrics, you'll howl. It is, and people were like, "Oh, what kind of foot pedal is that for the guitar?" And it's like, dude, that's a bass. That ain't a guitar,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, it's the one cool thing about the 90s was you were given a lot of weird stuff, and Tool was awesome. And when they came out, there wasn't controversy about them because they were just in your face doing this weird shit.
Yeah. Doing what Tool does best. I for whatever reason, I can't stand Tool. I don't know what it is. I don't. It's
Well,
just
we
it's
found
not
one.
my cup of tea. I can understand. I can appreciate everything that they've done for like the metal community, but other than that, I'm not a fan.
I think the reason I like them the most is because the music is extremely trippy. First off,
Yeah.
you can sit there, close your eyes, listen to a Tool song, and open your eyes again when it's over, and you'll feel a difference in your mood at
Oh,
least
yeah.
because they got weird polyrhythms, and I've tried to play one of their songs, and I'm trying to learn one of their songs, but trying to do that without actually knowing how to, that's a whole
yeah.
bag of worms, but it's incredibly complex.
With a lot of these bands do, and Tool did, a lot of them, especially if you want to get into guitarists, there's a multitude. It just depends on what you like. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you can't say this guy is the greatest of all time. I don't care if he can play everything under the sun. There's just too many out there doing too much.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah.
say, because
Because I'm sure me and Bubba can go round and
Oh,
round on a couple of
I mean,
guitarists that we
well-
like have known and listened to personally.
well,
'Cause
from
they're
just being around you two boys, I have not realized how far out music has really just jumped and ran.
oh yeah,
Even with, you know, my friend, but you got, both of you know him, you know, CO1 that has that radio station.
yeah.
Even with him having all this music coming in, you know, it's still, I hear it, but I don't hear like what you guys talk about, all the
Oh, the subgenres and
so,
everything.
yeah, just how.
Because there's
and stuff.
subgenres upon subgenres upon subgenres, and that's not even just in metal
And
either.
that's
It's in
how-
like everything.
that's
There's
what I mean.
subgenres for everything.
So you can't claim this guy's the greatest.
exactly.
Because it used to be a fight back in the day, but you're talking 80s and 70s.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like, well, especially in the 70s, it would have been Randy Rhoads versus Yngwie Malmsteen.
Mhm.
You know, they claim Eric Clapton was really good, but I never cared for the guy at all. I kind of found him a pompous jackass. Is the way I always I didn't care for his music. I didn't care for him at all.
Yeah, I have to be honest, don't really know any guitarists, like the older ones from the older generation. The only guitarists I really know are the newer ones, like the Jason Richardson or Charles Caswell, the one guy in the Buried Alive band,
Yeah.
who's doing a lot of weird techie shit with his
Oh, yeah.
guitar. And then there's a few other guitarists like I know of, because they go and play on so many different things, but I don't know their names. But
Yeah,
like,
see, that's where you'll have only a couple from my era that stick out as far as battling who was the greatest.
oh yeah.
And then I think that even died out somewhat, probably towards the end of the 90s, because all of a sudden they're just like Candlebox and
Oh yeah.
you name it. Every time you turn around, here's an album from a new band, and
Oh,
here's
definitely.
another album or a song or what, you know, radio play at that time
Um,
coming out at you. So that, I guess, the greatest guitarist type of thing kind of faded
like
away.
the whole
See,
supergroups
it's
thing
like,
too and whatnot.
yeah, supergroups died fast.
They're making a resurgence. Then.
Are they? Because
at least
I
in the metal
remember
community they are.
3 or 4 supergroups that just, you liked every band that was represented inside that supergroup, but it did not click or
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
or did work and they didn't work.
Mhm.
You know, the music, the album worked, but the band, it was just ego to ego or whatever the
yeah.
case may have been.
That was just a one-off.
Yeah,
Damn
'cause-
you one-offs.
There was like one where it was like LA Guns, a person from that, a couple of bands like on that era and style of music got together and they made a super band. It was, Rat was included, and it was pretty good, but they didn't keep it. It was like that. They did it, and it was like, oh man, dude, you kind of,
You
you
gonna
know.
blue ball me like that and just leave?
Yeah, left me hanging.
What's your favorite of all time? Just your favorite band of all time, right there, Bubba.
That's a
Top
very
five. How about this? We'll do
hard question.
top 5, and then how about if you can, you know what, just top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah, just top 5. Screw it.
Linkin Park, Tool, Disturbed, Nirvana, and Bring Me the Horizon.
All right. How about you, Dad? What are your top 5 favorite bands?
My most favorite band of all time would have to be Alice in Chains, but probably the top 4 after that would end up being like Megadeth, Faster Pussycat. I like them. I don't know. It's hard to say because there's so many of them. Gets muddled, you know. Because I got my Hank Williams Jr.
Oh yeah.
I got
You ain't gotta even keep it to a certain genre either. Just all-time favorites.
my all-time favorite, Hank Williams Jr., Merle Haggard. Well, I could probably throw a new person up in there. I do like that Upchurch a lot. So that'd be about it. Yeah, those probably be my top 5. Would probably be the Alice in Chains, like Upchurch, Merle Haggard, and well, I'll put Merle Haggard and Hank Williams Jr. together, so they'll be in third, and we'll leave it at that. You know,
All right.
it kind of gets muddled after that, because then
I have to say my top favorite 5 all time are at number 1 being Lorna Shore, because obviously, I mean, I'm a slut for Lorna Shore. I have been since they started. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. And number 2, Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park. Linkin Park was a staple, like almost all of metal. And
Yeah.
I love them for that.
Yeah.
And number 3 is Bonnie Tyler, because I love Bonnie Tyler. The Holding Up for a Hero, man, that's an anthem. And the god damn it, I forget the song name, but it's The Churn Around. I love that song.
oh, Bright Eyes.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's Turn Around Bright Eyes might be the name of the
something
song.
like that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, for the one song and only that one song for number 4, Rick Astley. Because I love that Never Gonna Give You Up. I love that song. And it's been coming on at my work recently. And it's been making days go by a little bit more smoothly.
How do
I'll
you
tell
feel you
what.
just randomly getting rickrolled at freaking work?
I don't get Rickrolled, dude. I love it. I love that song. Every time it comes on, I will sing it. I love that song. I never get sick and tired of hearing it. For whatever reason, it's a great song to me.
It makes you happy.
And then I guess for number 5, Enterprise Earth. Like, I love that metal band. And the newest album they put out just proves that I'm going to continue to like that band because they're really good in my eyes.
Well, how about okay, in the 80s, there was a lot of songs and shit out, really good ones and stuff, but you don't know who the hell they are. You could, the minute you hear the song, you're like, oh yeah, and you can even sing along with it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know the
definitely.
lyrics, but you couldn't name them. Does that still happen nowadays?
Yeah.
Oh, all the time. If I were to only listen to the radio, that would be my life in a nutshell. Unless I was smart enough to pull my phone out and go, "Hey, what is this?"
And have somebody in-habit check it for
Yeah,
you.
because there's actually a lot of songs that when I'm riding with my buddy or whatnot that I'll hear on the radio, and especially if we're not using this phone or something, and I'll be like, "This is actually pretty good. I actually do like this," and I'm like, I have no idea who the fuck that was.
Okay, because 80s, well, especially what really got 80s one-hit wonders going and kept them alive and you ended up in time learning names of some of the bands, I think, but was the fact that they were using multiple movies in the 80s. Because, I mean, you got to remember, teen movies were slapping you in the face between your party movies to your horror movies.
Oh, we're switching to movies now?
No, but on the music,
okay.
but you know,
I get
you know what I'm saying. So for the 80s, that's how you got them one-hit wonders were
Oh yeah,
kept
definitely.
going so long and so far. That's how they ended up.
Because everybody wants that one party song.
There's
that one
there's
dude
kids nowadays that are like 7 years old that you play it and they can sing some of the song along because they from the
heard it
movie
so many
or
times
their
in the
parents
movie and
like it.
whatnot.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the 80s did a lot of that and stuff. The 90s, they kind of moved everything into this was big, and the 90s was like, especially with in Black Cement a lot, like Ice Cube did it. Friday, whole albums of like a movie come out, and there may be one song off that album in there, maybe 2, right? 3 at the best, but there's a whole album to go along. They did that a lot in the 90s. A lot of the black cinema did it, and a lot of the music artists that made movies, they do that with their albums too.
It helped them out.
You know, put an album with it.
Yeah, it took me a long time to find out some of the names of the bands for some of the old music. I'll tell you what. 23 years old is how old I was when I discovered who the hell the Bee Gees were.
Really?
Yes.
I actually
Oh
really
my
do like
God.
I like that one Bee Gees song. I like a few of the Bee Gees songs actually.
Staying Alive, Saturday
Staying Alive is
Night
my
Live,
favorite
and-
song by them.
or Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive. I'll tell you what, the Bee Gees got some good songs.
They're disco. They're good disco.
Ain't they had. Holy cow! I think I'd have died because disco really sucked. But no, but as far as if you had to hear disco, like if you were gonna go somewhere and oh crap, it's gonna be the Bee Gees, or at least even better, like if you're gonna be, let's say you're gonna be there 2 hours. The best hope you'd have would be the soundtrack from the movies, Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Fever or Staying Alive. You know what I mean? That'd be your only prayer, because at least those are tolerable. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, your mother's a big fan of Bee Gees, and it ain't their look. That's what sucks. At least, see, because that's what it is with Sebastian Bach from what is it, Skid Row. That's your mom. You do know your mom? That portrait.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
She had your papa paint a portrait of Sebastian Bach for her
Yeah.
when she was 17, I think.
Wild. Another group band did that fits that is Queen. I didn't know who the fuck they were for the longest time. I think I was
Really?
like 16.
I don't like Queen. Queen sucks.
I don't really care for them. I know quite a bit of their songs, but that's because they're used everywhere, and I didn't even know that it was their songs until I was 16.
I only like some Queen songs, and that's because they're very multiple genre.
They don't have a genre. I can't. I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can't put a genre.
Other than classic rock, I can't categorize them.
They went with the pads. They followed the pads.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
They knew what
Yeah.
to do. They were never forefronted, but they knew how to master them. Cheap Trick. There's songs of Cheap Trick you would never suspect. You're like, man, that is a badass song, and all of a sudden you're like, that's from 79. Holy cow, that's rocking and all that.
Oh yeah.
You'll be amazed at some of the band's music from different eras are way ahead, but you'll see the ones that kept hopping. That's why, like Freddie Mercury and Queen and all that, I never cared for them. It just was never my type of music. I preferred the bands that rocked out more,
Yeah. Here, I have an idea. Let's try something a little fun here.
What's up?
Me and you are pretty intelligible when it comes to this certain kind of music.
Oh.
Dad, we're gonna name out a couple of bands that fit in a genre that is called dad metal,
Dad metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
and we're gonna try and spell it out exactly what dad metal is. We'll give you a few bands. Let's tell us if you've ever heard of it, so we can confirm whether dad metal is real or not.
Okay. So the first one would be Megadeth.
Oh yeah, everybody knows.
Okay, Volbeat.
Who?
Volbeat.
No, I don't know of them.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yes, I know of them.
Disturbed.
Oh yeah.
Metallica.
Oh yeah, everybody knows Metallica.
Who else would fit in there?
Pantera.
Pantera.
Oh, Pantera rules.
Korn.
I know them. I don't care for them now.
Neither do I. Okay, shit. This is getting a little hard.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're definitely. Actually, they're back from the '70s.
And
Smashing Pumpkin been around long.
And they'd
time.
fit more dad rock than they would dad
well,
metal.
yeah,
but
true.
If it quantifies.
Psycho Stick.
No.
What about suicidal tendencies?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. They would fit in there.
So would. What's the name of that?
Jane's Addiction. They're good.
Jane's Addiction would qualify as well.
Hey, as long as you didn't get caught stealing.
What's
once,
the name
out
of that-
5.
Album, or the name of the band that made the album Attack of the Killer Bees?
Oh, that's Anthrax.
Yeah, there we go.
Anthrax. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Anthrax.
Anthrax, they were. If you're into metal, you knew of them. But if you weren't, you found them by MTV's "I'm the Man." video, because they are the very, 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 very first ever to rap and grind or metal music, right? Doing I'm the Man before Limp Bizkit, before Linkin Park.
So they
before-
were the biggest precursor to new
Oh
metal.
my god! And the lyrics to it, it's rapped so horribly. Yeah, I mean, it is white guy doing it all around, which
man.
isn't fair to really say it like that. That's not right. Okay, a metal artist
It's
trying
right.
to rap. Okay, we'll do
Okay.
it that way instead of trying to pick on somebody. Okay, it's a metal guy trying to rap, so he's just like beast, and great, and it's like, okay, he's dancing around. And he's got this, like, the top part of the microphone pulled out of the
Oh,
stand and
God.
everything and stuff. And then you heard like Beastie Boys. That was considered rap. That was not considered
Oh
like
yeah,
like
most
heavy
definitely.
metal or something. But they were using like Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So some people it hit with the white people right fast, quick.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
definitely.
but it was a true introduction into the rap scene, I guess. But the Anthrax was just pure metal. That, I mean, there was no the drums he tried,
Yeah.
but it was more in your face, and he's
Yeah.
trying to rap. It's
Oh,
it's
definitely.
the lyrics are funny. You got to hear the song to really appreciate it. And there's probably 2 or 3 different versions they did of it.
So I'm pretty sure that everybody has like a sort of progression towards how they ended up listening to basically what they're listening to now, or what they have listened to for a while.
Well, for me, it'd be going back, not
Well, yeah, you
progress.
but you know what I mean.
Well, that's not true, I guess, because I do listen to hip hop. So
Like
I
how
mean-
your
I mean,
how,
that
basically
is-
what I
for
mean
me
is how
is-
more so your music tastes have evolved through the years to fit what you listen to now. Because I can guarantee what you listen to now is not the same thing.
It is, actually.
Well, I'm like not verbatim. Is it?
It's what Grandpa everything listened to, and so I grew up with it. I liked it, and I liked the outlaw country, and I find myself back at it with it. You know what I mean? I find myself.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
But I do enjoy a lot of the 80s, like we were talking about the one-hit wonder types.
Yeah.
The popular ones, I guess. 90s would become more like Queensryche, 5 or 6 songs off this album, 2 or 3 off that album. That kind of deal with the 90s. Because
Oh, yeah.
Spotify is like the greatest thing for an old guy like me. Because you guys show me how to use it. Because we used to have to buy albums.
Oh yeah.
I'm paying.
Yeah.
And cassette singles did come out, I'll give it that. But still, on a cassette single, it's only the one that got radio play. And usually the second side was either made the song redone or added a guitar riff to it or whatever,
Yeah.
extended version. Or a shit song.
Like,
What? It may not even been a song that was on the album. It may have been something that was so bad it couldn't make the album, but it made the single,
Yeah.
And so-
Well,
But I do find myself going back to.
you've also
like,
at least have you embraced anything new?
I do like that Tom McDonald.
Do
I
you?
do. I like him because he just says it, But there's a way to say things, and there's a way to say things. I don't need complete vulgar, nasty craziness thrown in my face. I don't need your shock value's gone nowadays. I hate to tell them the things that nowadays they do is just despicable, kind of, so to speak. It's just too much. I shouldn't
Yeah,
say
I know what you
despicable
mean.
is a bad word. It's just so over the top that you're
Just
you're-
overly vulgar for no reason.
Yeah,
Like I can name a certain song off the top of my head right
you're
now that
turning-
fits that exactly.
Yeah, you've gone to the
whole
point
Nicki
where
Minaj song.
you're turning people
Wow.
off more than you're doing anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
And for over the top, back in my time was mild, very mild.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the PMRC go, which was, if you don't know what that is, it was the parents against, rock music or against
Yeah.
vulgar language,
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
don't know this.
And they ended up taking certain rock bands and trying to twist lyrics and all kinds of crazy things for them. And they tried to ruin rock at one time. And here they are. They bring in Dee Snider, or Twisted Sister, that has probably one of the most outrageous album covers at the time. And he was a record album era. So the one they bring is this big, 45, or not 45, I'm sorry, 33 record, right? The big one.
Yeah.
And it's got him holding a meat bone, big meat bone in his hand, his hair, and it's what way he dressed back in the day for this album, Stay Hungry album.
Oh yeah.
And they thought they were going to tear this guy apart, and he was going to come in sound like he just, was at the party all night type deal, right?
Yeah.
He comes in and he just burns them to death. Speaks intelligence, refers to certain codes, refers to all this stuff, and, complete intelligence. And come to find out, the guy's got a degree, he's a graduate. And see, that was their biggest mistake. These parents figured these guys were just dipshit drug addicts,
Nah, usually it's just people who got bored.
It was pretty much what they were worried about. How listen to it will turn you into a drug addict and all that, because that was a big thing through the 60s and
Satanic
70s.
Panic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 60s and 70s, it was heavy with that.
Oh, yeah,
but these guys,
definitely.
they destroyed them. And what they got out of it was a parents' advisory sticker put on. Hell, they turned that into a damn banner for themselves. I knew.
Yeah, they did.
In my time, I wouldn't buy an album after they did that. I wouldn't buy an album unless they had that sticker.
Oh, same. As long as it said explicit, I'm in.
Exactly. I mean, what they did was they made it easier on me. I didn't have to worry about, was this a clean album?
Oh, exactly.
Or something, I knew what I was getting and stuff. They turned that thing into a joke on them and stuff. But that's the overreach. It happens all the time. It doesn't matter what type of music you make. You could try to make the most polite and nicest thing, and there's gonna be something wrong with it somewhere. I ain't gonna like. Regardless, that's the craziest thing.
Perfect example would be Imagine Dragons.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a couple of their songs, and nothing that I hear is bad. I think I mean, I would let little kids hear.
They're very, very, very repetitive. They're like all of their songs sound the same to me.
It's cookie cutter, copy and paste.
Are they Quentin Tarantino type?
No, it's it's literally copy and paste. It's they're taking the same flow and they're using that constantly. It's the same rhythm almost every song. It's pop.
Go to what gets you paid.
It's what pop is nowadays, bro.
They're doing exactly what Green Day did.
No, what they're doing is exactly what the boy band era did.
Yeah.
They carbon copy it. Well, how many of those animated cartoons we watch, that make fun of that where they're just carbon copy them. They just come up with new names for them every time.
Basically, if you haven't realized that, if most pop music that's not repetitive is usually labeled indie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's if you wanted something that's actually like listenable, it's the indie music you want. Even if it is still pop music, it's indie, because pop is all I think of pop now is the industry pop music where it's controlled by the record label, everything. They make everything for you. They write it all. You're just the face that sings it for them.
Exactly.
That's what I think of when I think of pop.
See, that's what DJ CO1's station does. It's all of that independent. He won't like the record label type stuff.
Yeah.
He don't play their stuff. Anybody can get to play their stuff. They'll throw it at you like it's free candy, at a toy store or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is nice.
But the independents, they email this guy their music, and if it's worthy to put on and stuff and good, he'll talk to him. He'll even do a live interview or recorded interview with him and stuff. So the indie, I found just from listening to his show and everything, there's a lot better independent workers or independent artists out there than there ones that these record labels keep pumping out.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. And it's, the sad part is every genre has something like that too.
Yeah.
And there's also certain genres are that like metal itself, just the blatant metal, is kind of like that too.
Yeah.
And so is rock and all that other shit. Like you can't get away with it. That's why I love subgenres.
Oh, you'll get metal bubblegum.
Oh, it
It's
sucks.
it's
Oh, yeah.
it's
Filler bands
Metallica.
that pop up out of nowhere. Oh,
Metallica forefronted metal bubblegum.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
After their Garage Days revisit or whatever album was after Black was sucked. They turned into
Saint Anger, was it?
well
Was
they
that
turned
before?
well that they turned into the bubblegum metal. They made sure they put out music that would get on the radio.
Oh,
They
yep.
Cliff
Selling out.
or James Hetfield, oh, he was licking balls and wiping ass like a son bitch on that to make sure him and because if you pay attention, him and Lars Ulrich fought a lot
Oh yeah.
and stuff, and I think Lars is wanting to go back to your Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning type crap albums. Get what the fans want, and what they're getting is they're getting bubblegum
Saint
metal.
Anger Snare.
Yeah, that's the biggest meme right now in the metal community. Well, it's not even right now; it's for the whole time.
Unfortunately, as much as it pains me to say it, pretty much one band that I can think of that points out as the cover girl for metal, and it hurts to say it, is Slipknot.
Oh, definitely. At this point, they are, sadly, it feels like they're just kicking a dead horse. I don't know why, but for some reason, after the Gray album, was it, or Part 4, or something like that? After that album, nothing's been good.
Are their albums kind of like stories,
No.
It's not at all.
or did they more or less kind of sell out to the man, so to speak, as
Oh
albums?
no, they're still.
It's still all new
See,
stuff.
because I'm kind of I know who Slipknot is. I know they got that crazy look and
Yeah.
It's
and stuff.
Corey is
Yeah.
changing as a person, so he's changing his style, and the band's evolving with him.
Oh, okay.
And it's just not in a good direction for the band itself.
He's not as angry as he used to be.
And
so he's
that's
not,
what Slipknot thrives on, because Slipknot is an angry band. And if you're not angry anymore, don't let Slipknot continue.
Yeah, okay. I
At
see.
least- at least
if you
let
if
it
you really
die.
want to change that much, it's time
Yeah.
to maybe
Pursue a different avenue with your music taste.
maybe
that you
just
want
Change-
to do.
stick with.
switch-
Because he's doing that whole solo work and whatnot.
Maybe he should just stick with Stone Sour.
Well,
Stone
maybe
Sour, maybe his solo stuff.
in
or
the
just Stone Sour.
Slipknot name as the band, and then name it a different name, and going into what you want your
He
new
could do
style.
that.
I mean,
but-
I really don't know, because you're going to kill yourself one of two ways. Either way you kind of go.
Yeah.
Either you stick with the name and you go in and trying new things, because bands have done it, and some have survived, some have not, and some fans will leave you right off the bat.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
will listen and grit their teeth and hope and bear it. You got others that, okay, yeah, this is pretty good, that
Yeah.
are so diehard, that, yeah, they'll stick with it. But you're gonna do it with a name change, you get the same effect.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose people from people not really knowing no longer. They quit. They don't know about the new stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I think another band that's kind of like repetitive and whatnot. You really don't care for them at all, Bubba. Is Rings of Saturn. They're technical death metal is what they are, and the whole shtick about it is the guitar is really fast, it just solos everywhere and whatnot, and it kind of sounds like you're in space. That's the
Okay.
gimmick. And I really don't want to get into the lead guitarist, because he's just
Well,
So
what you run into on repetitiveness, there's some bands that will not get away from what they perceived that it worked for a moment, but that moment's come and gone. But you're still just pumping it down people's damn throats. I know there's quite a few that still, yes, I understand you got a sound that you try to stick with as a band, but some of them, it's almost like all you did was change two riffs in the words.
oh yeah,
Literally. And
that's a
what's
big
crazy
point of what I was
part,
going to bring up.
or you added two riffs in the beginning, instead of it starting out this way, now it's coming in crashing.
Yeah,
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, because Rings of Saturn, if you listen to their albums, if you just listen to like one song from each album, you're like, this all sounds the same. Because it's literally basically solo garbage, fucking guitar vomit, and fast drums. Guitar vomit,
So
fast drums.
so
It's just repetitive.
so basically it'd be more like for like with my parents and well my your grandparents and them
Noise.
would just like
Yeah.
Slayer and them, they would consider that's not even music period at all. There's
Yeah.
no music to this. It's
Yeah.
just like one guy's beating the shit out of this, another guy's just grinding
It's just
the
a
crap
cacophony
out
of
of
noise
that.
that doesn't
Yeah.
work
This
together at all.
dude's well at the time was Slayer, up and down with the voice,
Oh yeah.
To them it sounds like jargon.
Yeah.
I can see, I mean, and stuff. If you're not a fan of metal, it's not a kind thing to hear, especially in another room. It's
Oh yeah.
good lord when they're playing it kind of loud.
I know for certain when I was young, a band that I was scared of, and I used to be terrified of metal because it was loud.
Oh, okay.
So I used to be scared of metal, and one song that scared me more than all of them was Rammstein.
What?
Rammstein.
Rammstein's Du hast? Is it 'cause it was
scared
in a
the crap
different
out of me.
language?
It's because it was
Ram-
bassy. It's because the dude had a deep, growly voice, and the only thing I knew as a kid was, "What the hell?"
Oh, Ron.
Yeah.
You-
They're
be-
great.
Yeah, see, I liked it because when it was in what is that? Triple X. When I first heard of it in Triple X, and then a cousin, it would be your second cousin, my first cousin Bobby. He had when he was over in Germany, stationed in the military in peacetime and everything, so he got to run around and do all kinds of stuff. So he knew who that band was, and he was like, "Man, check this out." He had brought back from Germany 2 of their albums.
Oh, damn. Nice.
Holy cow! The one song that's in the movie, Du hast, that rocks. That's a badass song. Their other ones, they're everywhere. You got ones that will blow your shorts off how hard they're grinding, but all of a sudden the metal stops, and then there's that.
Acoustic guitar coming
No,
in?
Piano?
that psychotic synthesizer they got.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
I mean it is basically Finland, and everybody must have took their licks from them because their albums, because you figure at this time, this is early albums. I think he came back in 90 because he's quite about 6-7 years older, 5-6-7 years older than I am, and he brought back with him, and this is on cassette, not on CD yet. He brought that back from Germany. I couldn't even read the lyrics. I
Yeah.
tried to. They were all in German and everything.
I could.
It'd be in German, you think we could, but no. But he can speak German,
Yeah.
in real German. I mean, he learned it from the people, but because he left the base. But I'll tell you what, man. Now, Rammstein is badass band.
I want to see them live.
Oh, me too. There's quite a
give
few
it to
different
'em.
bands that right now I want to see live.
And they just keep putting it. They don't quit. I'll give it to the band. They've
Oh
been.
yeah, definitely.
You figure they're from the '80s. They
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And they still. I would consider, if anything, on the German end of music, I probably consider, for what they do, probably pioneers
Oh yeah, definitely.
by far. Because I imagine by now they're probably flooded in Germany with their style of music.
Oh, probably. One song that I really like by Rammstein actually isn't even metal at all. It's actually, I think, a fairy tale, possibly. It's either a bedtime tale or a fairy tale that they tell kids. And the song is called Mein Herz brennt.
Oh,
I don't know what that
it's
is.
it's like spoken word,
Oh, okay.
okay.
but it's got some
is it
it's-
soothing?
yes, and it's got like piano
Okay.
and all that to it. And the whole time in the video, it's a scary ass video because dude's wearing makeup. He's a scary looking dude to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's wearing makeup. He's got like charcoal on his teeth, and
Oh,
he's like
always.
missing one of them, and he stops and he's just
Yeah. See, videos
yeah.
have
smiles
really
and
come a long
stares
way.
dead into the camera. I was like, yeesh.
Yeah, see, videos have come a long way. It
Oh, yeah,
used to be my era, especially like when MTV really played videos. All it was guys on stage at concerts is basically a lot of their footage. Make a video for rock bands, not all the others, but for rock bands, that's basically all they ever did.
Yeah.
You didn't see ones really start getting theatric probably late 90s, maybe around it's probably into the sometime 2000 and on they started really doing.
One band that didn't make music videos like that, but they ended up making like animations instead to go along with it.
Yes.
Like Disturbed.
Yeah. Yeah, some band, see, you start seeing some of the evolution. They started getting away from it because even Limp Bizkit, a lot of theirs, but I think Fred Durst, though, also has an ego he had to feed that was ungodly because if you pay attention to their videos, besides he's always the main person, right? But it's either crowd-worthy type of video, as in concerts. You know what I mean? Like, just elaborate stages with them surrounded, or they're crowded around by tons of people in the street, rolling and stuff like that, You could tell Fred Durst was big. They did a little bit type of different videos because they tried to do some of like what the rappers were doing and trying to do, I guess, whatever they perceived their Generation X look and style was supposed to be with the stuff they're wearing, right?
Yeah.
And you look at them, and it's nothing but crowds around all the time. In every video, there's always, it's either a concert video footage or it's them around, with crowds around them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Jumping up, down, half them looking like Fred Durst.
One of them a video that reminds me of is the I think it's Chop Suey by
Yeah.
System of a Down.
Yeah.
That music video, they're surrounded on a stage, and they got all these people reaching up for the guitar, the weird camera angles.
Oh yeah, it's a goofy ass.
I tell you, the title, the video and the title are goofy, but the song is badass.
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
I give that 2 thumbs up. That's a good ass song.
They were very good at making weird. It's not like weird because it's good shit. Everybody loves System of a Down. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But they're goofy about it.
Oh yeah.
Some of the songs are goofy. The names are goofy, but the lyrics are super serious. But they don't be singing it like that. They're singing like it's weird, just goofy rock.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are so seriously deep. Like I had to sit and read one of the lyrics out for the song one time, and I was like, "Ain't no way! I didn't know that this song was actually about Tenement Square."
Oh shit. Yeah.
Or Chop Suey. I didn't know that was about the bombs in Baghdad.
Are you sure it's about Chop Suey?
Is that what?
No, that's Chop Suey is about the suicide.
Yeah, that's Chop Suey's the suicide one. That's where they pull up to the stage, and it's a stage out in
You're
the desert.
thinking of Bring Your Own Bomb?
BYOB. Yep.
Yeah, because Chop Suey is
Because
about
Chop
an
Suey's the
abortion.
one. It's the one where they drive up to the stage and it's like out in the desert, and they start just kicking ass. I mean, these speakers are ungodly huge.
Yeah, because
I watched a bunch of music videos by them. They're all pretty good, pretty weird.
Yeah. Well, Megadeth. Look at them. You read his lyrics. That he's besides he's very intelligent for one, but the vocabulary he uses is so over the top of people's heads. It ain't funny half the time and stuff. You'll find there's quite a few bands that can do that kind of shit and pull it off well. And then you got others that they got to dumb their music down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Dream Theater, for me at least, should dumb their guitars down because holy shit.
Dream Theater is good.
Dream Theater's not bad. I do like Dream Theater, but I can't listen to Dream Theater, if you know what I mean. Like, I like Dream Theater and everything, but I'm not going to actively go out and seek me some Dream Theater to listen to. Like, if it's playing, I'm not going to turn tail.
It can find me.
Yeah. Like, if it's playing, sure, I ain't changing it, but I ain't going to turn it on.
Well,
and I feel like I'm like that with a lot of things, too.
That's why, like with Spotify, you get to make a list and stuff. I did
definitely.
that helps out. But there's things to add all the time though.
My playlist is almost full. It's like 9,000 something songs. The limit's at 10,000. Like that. There's always something new to add, man. I hate this.
Well, for me, a lot of it's Oh man, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Click.
You get that
Oh
lucky.
man, I can't believe there's that one. Click. Yeah, that's how it goes for me. Between that and my podcast, I mean, I'm surprised they ain't charging me double a month anymore yet. For as much as I use it at work, at least.
Nah, it's one flat fee, and it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's real nice.
But I'm not advertising for them, so.
No, we're not.
I think we're gonna take a break here, and in the next segment we'll talk about some other stuff. So we'll be right back.
Relo Radio Show, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. DJ CO1.
Welcome back. All right, now I'm gonna give my boys a subject that I want them to give me their top three boys paraphernalia you like to use when you smoke pot.
All right.
It's an easy one.
Is it easy? Oh, good.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Bubba, we'll let Bubba go first. So,
All
Bubba,
right.
you take it.
Okay, so the first one, I'm going to have to say bong.
Bong? Any types of bongs, like glass, plastic?
Preferably at least a 2-tree perk filter.
So that'd be glass, most likely.
Yeah, glass.
Okay.
At least 2-tree perk filter. I have a straight one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hits like a train.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay. So,
it's nice.
what would your second one be then?
Bubbler.
The bubbler?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
the water.
bowl with water in it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how rare they are, but those are good just because you don't get Scoobied.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For the layman, that's get that tar resin
Oh,
shooting
yeah,
into your
definitely.
mouth. So you didn't know.
And then a good old blunt has got to be the
Okay.
last one because everybody wants a good old blunt.
good
Every
old
once in a
blunt.
while, yeah.
All right, son, you're up.
I think my number one would have to be bong, because I love me a good bong. And number two would have to be chillum, because I like the chillums. I don't want necessarily want something as small as a pinch hitter, but I don't want a bowl. So the
Right.
chillum being a nice like midway is a lot
Yeah,
easier for
yeah.
me.
And for people who don't know what a chillum is, it's basically a bowl that's straight across, like
Yeah.
a pinch hitter that you load. It's just a bowl. It's close to having a bowl size, a small bowl size, we'll say.
Yeah,
And
then
now, what's your third, son?
I'd have to agree with Bubba over there on a blunt, because
Blunt?
who doesn't love a good old blunt? And sadly, I can roll a blunt, but I can't roll a joint.
Yeah. I know quite a few people who agree with you on that. I'm sure of that.
What about you?
All right, my three. My most favorite one probably is just a good old fashioned bowl, just a regular top head bowl.
Oh yeah.
I do like pinch hitters. That's more on the edge of, besides saving the weed, it'd be more for affordability of it.
Yeah.
And then probably my third would be a bong and stuff. I do like joints. I don't care for blunts as much, but I do a joint's alright. But my third would definitely be the bongs, because I used to have some crazy bongs. I tell you, my most favorite bong and what to use in it would be I had a porcelain bong. It's like a skeleton type bong.
Yeah.
That could take ice cubes, regular out of your freezer ice cubes that you'd make yourself. It would fit down the neck of it into there, and it's porcelain, so it kept it ice cold. I'd top it off with maybe a little water every blue moon if somebody wanted to hear the bubbling.
Yeah.
But most of the time, or all the time for me, I just drop the ice cubes in. Smoothest hit you'll ever have. You could put the most dirtiest weed you can find in there. I'm talking ditch weed. You just seen it growing on the side of the road, on a country road, and pulled over and pulled it, right?
Yeah.
You could hit that in that bong with that ice and never cough.
Oh,
it was
that's
that
nice.
smooth. That thing in the whole bong, your hand would get cold off that porcelain at a point. The whole bong was porcelain. It'd get that cold with that ice. I'd put about 3 ice cubes in there, I believe. And of course, after it melted, eventually, it would, bubble and be a bong again.
Oh yeah. Actually, with the snow being out there, I'm really sad that I broke the bowl to the bong you have, because we could have just filled your bong up with snow.
Yeah,
That would have been a great hit.
yeah, we could have.
Yeah, too bad I am a little butterfingers.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
thing though, the bowl it's only $5, so I'm probably gonna actually get a new one soon, really soon, to
No.
replace it on there.
Now, I do got a question for both of you, and I'll name off who goes first. But the question now, is there any new smoking apparatus that has come out, like, bongs and whatnots like that? Is there anything new that has come out that you would like to try? And we'll throw it to Bubba first.
Yes, and I guess I kind of have tried it, but it doesn't really count because I want my own, and that was a puff cup. And someone over there will agree with me when I say this, that wax isn't the thing I should go to automatically.
Oh God, no.
But it would be nice to have smoke some wax anytime, you know. And they have this like electronic.
It's I know
It's like a
exactly what you're talking about.
vaporizer.
Yeah, a vaporizer for dabs.
Okay.
It's like a vaporizer for dabs.
I know what you're saying. Basically, it got a coil inside that heats up that
Mm-hmm.
turns this stuff into smoke almost.
Yeah.
Almost
you
like
just-
vaping.
And
Definitely.
it's cool. It's really cool looking, and I want one. And
Cool looking or cool working?
It both.
Working. Yeah.
Okay. See, there's a difference between cool
Oh,
looking
well,
and cool
yeah.
working. Remember that, boys.
It's both, and I don't really know how it works. I just got handed it. I took a hit off of it and then passed it on. I wasn't really told how it operates.
Yeah.
But from what I get, you just put the wax in the bowl, cover it, hit it, pass it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's
So you
just
no,
that easy.
no worry about, balling off or.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's
like a
really
big-
easy
it's
to
like a-
use.
like,
Okay.
It fits in your hand.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
not the old school opium or hash where you put the pin in the table and
No,
put a
no,
little
no.
little piece on top, light it, put a little cup over it.
No, it's
I'll tell you what, that's rough to do. So that thing's something. Now, I bet you that would work with the opium then.
I wouldn't know, but probably.
It's like a tar. It's like resin. So
it probably would
it-
then.
it-
I don't think they'd advertise it.
You're
that
setting
way.
it because you're setting it on fire and just basically inhaling smoke. I mean, it may not work. I don't know because that stuff you said melts down, right?
Yeah.
And this stuff would be almost turning into ash. You know how resin, if you smoke pot resin,
Yeah, it turns to ash after a while.
Yeah.
it'll crust up, get like a rock, and then eventually powder out. So yeah, I don't know if that would work. Cause me and a buddy of mine, we had smoked some opium in high school, and it was a bullet, a fired off bullet that he had welded a little pipe to, little small round pipe.
Yeah.
It went to a wooden mouthpiece, and we put the resin in that, and that thing, that opium, holy crap. That thing, we must have smoked on that for 2 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, because he had something we were putting over it too to snuff it out and stuff. But that thing, because the piece we gotten, because we went to go get a bag of marijuana, but the guy was out of that, but he did have some opium. And that's what my friend ended up saying, okay, yeah, I'll take it. And that's what he brought to it. And me and him smoked that. As far as how it was, very lethargic, just mellows yellow. I could see opium dens, how those people are, why they're laying down in them and all that. I can see why. I can do. But now, do they call those dabs that you do? That you're wanting to do, or is those?
It's wax
It's
dabs.
wax
It's whatever you
dabs.
really want to call it. The oil, not really. Unless it is an oil. Shatter, crumble,
Okay.
the snap and pull. It's just a bunch of different names for the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, son.
I have to say that my what I really want to try is those dry herb vapes. It's the flower you put inside of it.
Okay.
And it vaporizes the flower. And then when you're done, you can actually use the bud when you're done. Or like it's already activated at the. You can use it for edibles. So you can smoke it, and then once you get all the brown smoke shit out of the vape, you can like throw it into some food and shit and make edibles out of it and whatnot. And I don't know. Apparently, vaping bud is about healthier or something.
Well, okay.
I just wanna try it.
So you're saying you can double dip then?
But yeah, that's yeah. And
Or
you can
that's
even
the
eat
idea
it.
behind
yeah,
it.
you can even eat it if you wanted to, like the
Now,
bud, since it's already
let's
activated.
let's say you did that.
Yeah.
Then you pull the bud out and break it up, grind it down, whatever, and you put it in a bowl and you smoke it like a bowl with a fire. Now, are you gonna?
I don't
can
think
you
it'd
still
work
get-
that way. It might just be really harsh weed to smoke, but since it's already activated, you can just eat it and it gets you high the same way.
Huh.
Yeah, because
See,
it's like
yeah,
as
see-
if you were gonna like use just grind up some weed itself and throw it into a jar to make edibles with, and you had to cook the weed or whatever you have to do
Right.
beforehand. That's what the vape's doing to it as you're smoking it through there.
See, I don't know. I don't know on the edible tip on how you prepare that, but okay. Cause see that now I'm wondering, is this thing a waste or not
No,
a double? Because I would consider it being double.
Yeah, that's what I would
You-
consider as well.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, Bubba? Like, if
Yeah.
you could smoke it or not.
Yeah, you vape it.
and then turn around and grind it down or whatever you got to do to put it into,
Food or
butter
whatnot. Yeah.
or whatever, down. That's not a bad deal. But if you just vaped it
Yeah.
and then it's dead, I mean, it's not a waste, so to speak.
I mean, it's still an
But
intake of
you-
marijuana,
but-
but
Seeing that bud throwing that away would feel like a waste.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But no, you can still. A lot of people suggest just saving it. I mean, I don't know how long it lasts or whatnot. Like, I don't if it before it starts getting bad or if it just doesn't, if it loses its potency or whatnot. But I'd have to think that it's not going to get you that high anyway, since you've already smoked it for the most part, and it's just holding on to some residual THC.
Okay,
What you
okay.
basically all the stuff you didn't smoke.
Okay, so it would be like for like
So it's like a good if you had like a bag you were going through.
a light baking.
Yeah.
Like if you're not trying to get everybody so blown they couldn't see out of either eye.
Oh, I'm sure
You
it'll
know.
do that to you though, because if apparently it's able to get a lot more of the THC out than normally like just like smoking a bowl would or a bong.
Then how the hell? That's weird. The science behind that is just very,
Yeah,
very
it's
weird.
it's just it still leaves residual THC inside of it. You can't burn 100% off of it without ruining it. So
Well, at least knowing that, you're not getting all of it out.
Mhm.
At least not necessarily to go ahead and throw it into the fire, but to grind it down and maybe butter it out for
it
cooking
doesn't even have
purposes.
to be put into butter if you don't
Well,
want it to.
that's
but-
usually what
yeah.
people do because it's the easiest way to cook it into things.
Oh,
My
yeah.
ass would be putting it in my coffee.
Yeah, I mean, you can make sugar out of it.
There's a guy I know. He brings cookies in. He makes the gummies and quite a few different things. And what way it sounded when he talked about it, it's not like they're grinding up a bag of marijuana and throwing it in there. They're doing something else to it that goes into the butter. I mean, it's so you get the flavor. Now a cookie he made me. Now that I could taste when you bit into it. Now
There was
you had the
marijuana.
aroma of the marijuana, but when you looked at it, you didn't see no, like grounded up weed in there.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
how it
don't know-
usually is.
I don't know exactly how that's done. So
You
I
gotta
mean, that's
be a
something you'd have to
master
research.
baker or chef or something to get the taste out, because
Well,
it
as old as he is,
edibles
I'm sure he's been doing it a
taste
long time.
like homemade edibles taste like weed. It tastes like weed with a hint of what you're eating, what you're wanting
He
to eat.
said it just tastes like weed.
Well, what about then? How do you explain in the movies they get away with the pot brownies?
I have no
I don't
Okay, okay. These are unsuspecting people that don't do marijuana.
Maybe the brownies just taste a little burnt.
I don't know, maybe.
A little
You know what?
overdone.
But also, chocolate is overpowering, so I
hey,
could see why brownies would also
tell
be
you what.
a good way.
In the description on this episode, I want you, son, to put out the email so we can get someone to email and tell us the answer to it, because we obviously have no clue how people are getting away with pot and brownies and not knowing it. So if anyone out there knows the answer how people get away with this, let us know, because we're kind of stumped.
Because I swear, every fucking edible, unless it's from like a dispensary,
Right.
all homemade edibles just taste like straight up weed.
I've never had an edible.
Like dispensary
But
stuff, I
now-
can't vouch
okay,
for that
I
because they
do
have a
have a-
different way of cooking it.
Okay, you've had homemade and you've had the we'll say store bought.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Okay, so you've had both, right?
hmm
Okay, this is son. Now, what's the difference in the actual effect of them?
I feel like the homemade ones never actually take effect, though. Gummies are completely different. It seems for me.
Homemade gummies?
Yeah, I've had some homemade
Okay.
gummies and I've had regular ones. Homemade gummies, I took like maybe 5 of them, and I think like after an hour, I felt pretty stoned. Like not really stoned like I would like to be, but I felt pretty stoned. Though on the converse side, towards the store-bought gummies, I took 5 of those and I was on the floor.
Oh,
It was
okay.
bad. Like. It was great feeling. Like I couldn't complain. But like looking at you, you're like, oh, he's a drug addict. No, he's just really stoned. These gummies got him like wee. They were great. I don't know why though. It seems that like baked goods or confectionate good edibles, they just don't seem to like do it for me. But that might be my physiology.
okay, so basically, if it's a gummy, you're probably good to go. But
Yeah.
if it's a cookie,
It just
brownie,
seems that the
may not get you
homemade ones, it depends on how much you're putting in and like
there. And
all
the
that.
quality of
Yeah,
it too.
because dispensary ones, they're always a set milligram of THC inside each gummy or whatnot, or the whole container contains like 10 milligrams, and each little gummy's like maybe there's 10
okay.
gummies in there, so each one's one, or maybe there's 5, so there's 2. So
Okay.
because
Well,
at home edibles, not really measuring how much THC is going into there, so you don't know how potent they are or how not strong they are.
yeah, unless they're buying from the dispensary
yeah.
to make their own with. So, Bubba, have you ever had the edibles either from a dispensary or from the homemade, I guess?
No, I have not. I really do want to try edibles, but no, I haven't had any.
To be honest, I really want to make some edibles. I want to try to make cookies or something, or even I don't know. Yeah, I kind of wanted to try to make gummies, like the sour gummies. I feel like that would have been fun to make, though.
Okay.
I don't think Mom would ever be agreeing with that.
Yeah, your mom's not a fan of none of that stuff. She tolerates us. That's about all I can give you. On
Yeah,
that.
we're lucky.
Yeah, we're extremely lucky to have your mother, because I don't know anyone to put up not only with us but with the way we are about things. So,
Oh yeah.
you know. But so we don't know how to make the edible. We're asking listeners if they know, or actually if
Give
they've
us some recipes.
Yeah,
That-
basically, give us
that
recipes.
and have they done, had some where they've had, homemade that somebody's made and some from a dispensary, and tell us what the difference they thought was, or if there was a difference for them. That would
Yeah.
be pretty cool to find out. And then we could do a follow-up on it, because I imagine this topic will come up again, no one knows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, folks. Well, this is Dad.
This is Son.
And this is Bubba.
Thank you for listening to the Coffee Bar Stories, and have a wonderful night.
Thanks for listening to Dad.
And Son on the Coffee Bar Stories.
Please join us each week for new stories.
All music in today's episode was brought to you by Kevin MacLeod.